Hart, and I am known as Fairy Godmother. And I just wanted to come to you today and talk about sales. And it's such a scary word. It seems like it's one of those things where you either all for it or you're kind of against it. And it's like you almost sometimes think of that, sleazy sales or, how to have these conversations that are like healthy and productive. And we all sell. That's the thing. No matter what, we're always selling. We're selling an idea, or we're selling, maybe you want to go somewhere to eat or you want to see a certain movie. Like, you're selling that because that's what you want to do. It's influence. It's having influence over someone else's decision. And so learning sales is important. Learning sales techniques is important, but I think also doing it with authenticity and kindness matters. So I think maybe that where the divide might come in is there's so many people that feel like they've been taken advantage of in sales or made purchases that they didn't actually want to make. And so it's hard sometimes when we're salespeople or we want to start our own business, we want to be an entrepreneur, and we get to that point where it's like, oh, we're going to have to bring in leads. We're going to have to actually sell our product. We're going to have to tell people about it. We're going to have to share it. And so it's important that we are getting some knowledge about how to connect with our future clients, how to actually have a great conversation with somebody and convince them, or maybe not convince them, but just share with them what you have to offer, because it's either going to be a good fit or it's not. And if it's not, that's okay. Not everybody's going to be your client, but especially if you're starting like an entrepreneur business, you want to make sure that there's, I would say at least, 500,000 to a million people around the world that would want your product or your service. Because if you can say that, then the chances are that you actually are starting a viable business and you're starting something that people really need or want in their life. And a really good rule of thumb is to give them what they want up front, and then you kind of slide in what they need. And a lot of times, I think it's called offer masking when you do that, if I'm not mistaken, in the business world. And it's a really beautiful way to give people extra value. And so if we think of sales as connecting with your future client and sharing with them and creating and nurturing a relationship with them, which is what you want to do for longevity, then it really helps to not be so scared about the word sales or getting leads, converting leads. I mean, sometimes again, the conversion time feels so scary because I just heard it the other day. A friend of mine has an incredible travel business, and I was telling another friend about it. And so we got on a call because I wanted to connect the two, because the other friend was going and doing some European travel. And as soon as I connected them, they were having a great conversation. And the first person that's in travel, the second I said, well, tell her about what you have going on with your travel club, her whole tone and demeanor changed. And you could tell she was kind of more hesitant. She was pulling back, and she wasn't confident in really sharing her product. And the thing is it's a really cool product. It's a really cool travel club, and it's fantastic for people that travel all the time. So it's one of those things where, how do we feel about what it is that we are sharing? How do we feel about it? Are we excited about the opportunity? Are we selling our services of something that we know? And you are most qualified to teach what it is that you know or that you just came through. So, for an example, I had a house fire and I had to deal with a whole bunch of insurance stuff. And I really wanted to do a class on insurance and not selling insurance or anything like that, but like how to have proper insurance on your home and what to do in case you do have some disaster that strikes. What's some of the things that you should do? Because I had a friend who in a weird stroke of whatever, her house burned down also through a wildfire. Mine was electrical. And I was able to walk her through the insurance process and make it a lot less painless because I had just gone through it. And so I was able to help her make the lists and help her connect with the attorneys and connect, just connect the dots, I guess you would say, a lot easier than I did because of the stress and the pain and everything that I went through. I was able to help her not go through that as much. I mean, she still had a portion of it, but she's also a mama with a young kid. And so she didn't need the extra additional stress of dealing with all of this. And so it felt so good to be able to share that information and help somebody through that process. So that's a really good way to know what you want to teach, or if you're just practicing, live streaming, if you're practicing communicating with people, teach something that you know or that you just came through and help people. Make sure that you're putting a lot of support out there for other people. And that's kind of the idea with doing these talks and connecting with other women and women who want to start their own businesses, because the freedom of starting your own business is amazing. However, it's a lot of work, and it's something that you can't give up on. It's something that you want to choose to do, something that you really love and something that you really enjoy and something that you're convicted about and that you want to share, because there's going to be times where you're going to want to quit. There's going to be times that are tough and you're not going to want to keep going through it. But the thing is if you persevere and if you get through it, you can have the freedom that you've always wanted. And you can get that through sales or your own business. So whether you're selling somebody else's product or service or you're selling your own, the opportunities for sales are limitless. It's literally one of the careers around the world where the income is literally limitless. I mean, you can write your own paycheck depending on what it is you're selling, how often you're selling, how many clients that you're bringing in and converting, and the price point of what it is you're selling. So all those factors matter. In fact, if you are interested, I do have an incredible free guide that I can actually send you. It's a workshop that I created, and it's a proven process to double your earnings in 1 to 3 months without compromising your well-being. We all need our brain power and our emotional state to be balanced while we're doing this stuff, because it's easy to get ramped up. It's easy to get emotional. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially when we're starting something new. So this is a fantastic workshop. It's a short workshop. It's not a long, it's less than 20 minutes. I want to say it's about 15 minutes. And I can email it directly to you. And this is for my peak performers workshop. So I have a high level course where I teach other people getting to the yes, handling objections, conversion, doing sales, and just a little bit about my background and history. I've literally been in sales my whole life. I started in a family business when I was 6 years old. And it's been kind of a life passion. It's in my DNA. I really like connecting people with something that they truly want or need. And it brings me a lot of joy to see that connection. And every time that I've been in a sales position, I excelled. I did very well. And not only that, I would end up in a training or leadership position where I was training other people and teaching them how to do sales, coaching them to higher earnings and a lot more balance in their life. In fact, one of the longest periods of time, I did real estate for about 11 years and loved doing real estate. I really did. And I created a course called Balance for Life. And it was all about balancing your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical well-being while creating the income and the lifestyle that you truly wanted. And it was a fantastic and successful course. And I've built so many courses for other people's companies, for other people's businesses. And I was a trainer many times for everybody else. And I finally got to the point where, like, I wanted to do this for myself. I want to do it for you. I want to do it for everybody, not just one, uh, you know, type of thing. I didn't want to just sell real estate my entire life. I've done so many different things. I've sold so many different things, from products and services and time. And I had my own business for a while where I sold retreats, and I've done coaching, and I was a registered counselor for and I had a hypnotherapy certification as well. And so I did a lot of coaching. I still do some coaching on the side, but I had a lot of stuff happen in a very short period of time. In about 5.5 years, my mom got very sick and died, and my dad, who raised me, was killed in a car accident. I had a business partner basically rip me off for one of the companies that we were working on together. I had a crypto scam. I went through a divorce, and like I said, my house burned down. So a lot happened in a very short window of time. And when you ask for the ability to level up in your life and you want more out of your life, which it's very okay to feel content, to feel um, okay with your life and want more. It's okay to want more. In fact, it's healthy to want more as long as you're not in a lower vibrational frequency about it. As long as you're high vibrational and you're happy and you're like, man, I love where I'm at, and I really do want more because I want to do so much more. I want to travel, or I want to help animals around the world, or I want to help people or nonprofits, or whatever it is that you want to do with that income. If you want a big house, maybe you want your own property. Maybe you want to raise horses or shelter dogs, or do something really cool. I actually want to save the rainforest. I would love to buy parts of the rainforest around the world and actually help our planet and put away areas for like preserves for animals, and create more jobs for people that actually want to help heal the planet. So that's my motivation for bringing wealth into my life and wanting to be a better businesswoman, a better investor. And all of that really stems from having good quality relationships with your clients. It really does. And connecting with people. In fact, one of the coolest things I used to do when I was in real estate, oh my gosh, I used to take new recruits, people that were brand new in real estate, and we would go to the outlet malls and we would literally pick up clients. I would teach people literally, like almost picking somebody up for a date. I would literally teach people how to pick up clients. And we had so much fun because and I would tell people, I was honest about it. I would say, hey, I'm here with a bunch of new recruits and we're in real estate. And, have you ever thought about buying or selling real estate? And, I'd get in a conversation with somebody and we would be laughing. And the people, literally, the recruits are standing around just like, oh my gosh, she's like, just telling her everything. And I would tell these people like everything that was going on. And then I would say, well, do you know somebody? Do you know somebody that might need to, get a quote on their house, or maybe is looking for a place or looking to sell, or maybe they're looking for something bigger, different. And I'm telling you, 3 out of 4 times, 4 out of 5 times, the person would literally give me their name, phone number, email, and say, I am, or I know somebody who is, or my neighbor was just talking about it, or my sister needs to sell, or whatever it was. And I taught buyer clinics, and I taught seller classes. Like we brought in like title reps, and we brought in like mortgage people, and like I taught people. I educated people on the entire process of buying or selling a house because I cared so much that they knew what they were getting themselves into, because it was such a major purchase. And so it matters that you care about the client, and it does matter that you're honest, because you don't want to be a one and done. You don't want to have your reputation, especially in sales. Your reputation is everything. And the last thing you want to be is caught in lies in sales. You don't want to, kind of pull the wool over people's eyes. You don't want to put out crappy content, or, a half done book, or, just, lie about the sales process just to get the sell. Because first of all, there's people on the other side of everything that you're doing. There's families. There's people that are working hard for their money, just like you are, just like I am. And nobody wants to feel taken advantage of. And there's a lot of scamming going on nowadays. And I don't know if it's more prevalent, or now that it's actually happening more, or we just see it more because of all the media. I'm not sure, but the thing is don't scam people. You don't have to. There's enough for everybody. There's enough abundance for everybody. There's enough sales out there for everybody. And there's no market that is oversaturated because you are an individual. There's nobody like you. And no matter what it is, whatever you decide that you want to do, products or service or a hybrid of both that you want to sell, if you do it with your flair and you do it to the best of your ability and you find a new and innovative way to do it, you could absolutely kill the market. And that's the best thing is there's only one you. You do it with your style, whatever that is. And again, just educating the client on the product, the service, let's just stick with real estate because we're already getting into that. So, telling them if they're a buyer, exactly what they're going to be getting themselves into, going through the mortgage process, going through the insurance process, going through the title rep process. What about if it's on floodplains, or what about natural disasters in the area, the schools in the area, the crime in the area, where our local markets, what's important to them? Are they a family with young kids, or are they just a couple, or is it a single person, or is it an elderly couple who's retiring? All these things matter. Maybe they're outdoor enthusiasts and there's a lake nearby, or there's a walking trail, or maybe they're executives and they want to live in the city, and you're finding them something in a fantastic high rise where everything's accessible by the light rail or the subway, or the Ubers, whatever it is. But again, educate yourself on these things. I mean, everything's so accessible nowadays, especially on the internet. There's no reason not to. You got to do the work though. That's the thing. You got to do the work. You got to be that professional. You don't have to be uber like, suit and tie and all crazy professional, because I mean, honestly, there was a lot of times that I would go out and doing real estate sales like this. And yes, there were times where I was teaching and I would be a lot more elegantly dressed, I guess you'd say, in a suit or something like that. But it wasn't normally my style. I was more of a jeans and nice shirt kind of girl, because I love doing properties and I did custom homes and sold acreage, and I chose that because that's what I enjoyed doing. And that called for me being in shirt and jeans. And I can't even tell you how many times I would have a buyer going out to property somewhere to meet a builder, the contractor, a city planner, another real estate agent. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're actually wearing jeans and tennis shoes, or you're wearing boots. We can walk around the property. Like so many times these realtors would show up on these properties with high heels, or, full suits and nice shoes, and they wouldn't want to walk around the property. Or, if there was nothing there yet, you're literally walking in the marsh sometimes. you're like walking in the forest, like trying to visualize what this lot is going to look like after all the dirt work's been done and the foundation's been put in, and you got to walk the property. And so people from out of town who didn't know those properties would not come properly dressed. And again, that's it's not being helpful to your client to not be educated in that way. So again, caring about your client means thinking about all these things, all those little things, and specializing in one thing, niching down into something specific, like I did with custom homes on acreage. Like that was something I really, that was like my little, neck of the woods. I really enjoyed doing that. And so you got to pick what it is that you love, what you enjoy. Like, how do you like to dress? Maybe you like to dress fancy. So maybe you want to sell higher end properties, or, like really bougie high rises or whatever it is. So that's the cool thing, is you get to pick in your style what you want to do. But again, care about the client. Talk to them, educate them, ask them what their needs are. Ask them what their perfect outcome would be. If you were a fairy godmother and you had a wand, what would the perfect outcome be? And that goes for anything. Like when you're, selling a service, like maybe you're selling weight loss services, or maybe you're selling counseling services or retreat services, or maybe you're a photographer. Asking the client, what is it that you really want? Like maybe you're a photographer and they're a couple that's getting married and you're, you know, what are they worried about? Obviously, they're worried about not getting the right pictures, not getting quality shots, maybe them not being there long enough, not getting the before the wedding, the getting the dressing or being there afterwards towards the reception, full package deal being too expensive, or basically missing shots, like once in a lifetime shots, not getting, Aunt Jenny who's coming in and is in her 90s, and this might be the last family function that she's ever going to be at, or Grandpa Jones who just came in from Alabama and never goes anywhere, and for once in a lifetime he decided to show up and come to this family reunion or whatever it is. So those things are important, but you would only know that by really talking to them and getting honest and sitting down and having these conversations. And yeah, it's great to make the sale, but again, referrals are everything in sales. Having a great reputation and getting referrals, because in so many opportunities of sales in my life, I got entire families. Like I would do one sale with a family member, and next thing you know, I'm doing brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and moms and dads, and literally like family members, friends, neighbors, and I would get a chain of things going because of referrals. Because if I handled the first client well and with care and loved them and took care of them and talked to them and just became I became friends with a lot of my clients. I mean, I know you can't do that with everybody, but I went to a lot of barbecues, and yeah, sometimes you got to get a little bit more social when you do sales. Now if you're selling just services for somebody else, you still got to make that contact though. Like, so say you're selling for somebody big, like, Tony Robbins, and you want to sell the packages that he's working on. You still got to have that relationship because you're helping to change somebody's life. And hopefully you've been through his courses, you know what his courses are like, and you realize that the things that he's offering are life changing, and that these people are going to have something improve in their life. Like, what's their pain point? Are they feeling overwhelmed in life? Are they feeling stuck? Or how do you feel when you want to do something? Why do you look for coaching? Why do you look to improve yourself in any way? So those are the same things that people that you are going to vibe with, those are going to be the same people. They're going to have the same things that are, in their heart and mind, like the things that they're looking for: better relationships, better health, making more money, bringing more wealth into their life, getting rid of pain in some way. So those are the four big things: is improving relationships, dealing with pain, wanting to create more wealth, and what did I just say? Wealth, relationships, money, and pain. Yes. So it's important that you're touching on one of those things in order to help your client. So with us, we're talking about relationships. So that's one of the big four. We're talking about having a great relationship with your client. And the cool thing is, when you improve your communication and you actually work on getting deeper with your clients and getting closer with them and forming these bonds with them and having longevity, it's going to kind of spill over into every area of your life. It's going to spill over into better conversations with your friends. You're going to have better conversations with your relationships in your life, your family members, because again, you're selling all the time. Even when you go to a family function, maybe you got an annoying aunt, or you have a step member that's, drives you crazy, or maybe it's your own parent, that drives you nuts. I mean, you still have to figure out a way to have balance in your life while you're navigating these relationships. And every time you learn better communication, every time you learn connection, every time you learn something special in a way to connect with another human being, you're bringing that into every area of your life. So hopefully these trainings are going to help you to do that. Hopefully these trainings are going to help you to be better in relationships in your life, better quality clientele for your future, converting more leads into wonderful earnings into your life, and doing it authentically with love and with kindness. So you're actually servicing people. You're taking care of what it is they truly want, and then you're giving them what they need, which is something special. Maybe they're going to change their entire life because of something you did, or something you said, or something you sold them. Or maybe you're going to get them out of pain that they've been living with for decades. But whatever it is, you have magic inside of you. You have something special that only you can bring to the table. So I'm excited to see what that is. I'm excited to connect with you. If there's anything I can do to support you in your journey, please, please, please book a free discovery call with me and let me know how I can help you. I have a free community that I would love to have you join on my school platform. It's amazing. There's free trainings in there. We do weekly accountability calls. Again, all free, just because I want to pour into you and I want to help you to succeed. So I also do coaching. I have an incredible team. We can take your entrepreneur business to the next level. Like I said, we have courses that we can double your earnings in 1 to 3 months, depending on what it is that you want to create in your life. And we want to be there to help you. So it's hard to do it alone. So you don't have to anymore. All right. So from Kat Hart, Fairy Godmother, I hope you have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for hanging out. And again, if you want that free copy of the workshop, make sure that you, in fact, I'll drop the link in down here below. Just go to the link down below. It's going to be fairygodmotherworld.com. Let me see right here. I'll say it. fairygodmotherworld.com /peak performers, and that will pop up. So I will put the link down below so you can click on that and you can get the free workshop to talk about how to double your earnings in 1 to 3 months without compromising your well-being. So thanks for joining me today. From the amazing women at Audacity, I'm very excited to share this content with you. So I will see you again real soon. Have a fantastic night. Bye for now. Welcome. I am so excited to talk more about doing better business because this affects every area of our life. And I think it's really important that when we have tools and we learn more, we can apply them, and we should apply them to every area of our life. I think it's super important that we grow. Our natural state is evolution. So the natural state of our minds is evolution. We're made of the same makeup as the universe, and the universe is consistently evolving. And so we are meant to consistently evolve. So I want to talk about better business practices today by talking about being better within ourselves. And the primary thing I would like to touch on today is focus. How are we focusing our time? And especially in business, it is vitally important that we are setting aside specific time to get our business done. And why are we not where we want to be? Why are you not having the success that you want currently? Well, I'm going to say it's probably because of your focus. Because when you're sitting down to do your work, or you're sitting down to create your videos, or you're sitting down to write your book or your screenplay, or whatever it is that you're doing, even right now, watching this video, maybe you're doing something else, or maybe you have other things open. And I mean, if it's meditative music, that's one thing, but your brain thinks tens of thousands of thoughts every single day. And it's easy for our mind to get distracted. So having a mindful practice where we can focus on one thing at a time is really, really important, especially for your own business success. And so what I want to do is I want to help you to learn how to focus your mind, because focusing on your business practice is what's going to bring you the success that you truly want. So being able to time block, and we'll get more into time blocking later, but just a small sample of something to help you is, sorry, let's see. Okay, sorry about a pop-up come up. So one of the things that um look, just that little pop-up got me super distracted. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's so funny. We're talking about time blocking. So time blocking for your own success looks like setting a timer for, say, half hour or an hour, and only working on your business, only working on the one thing. So for example, say you have an hour to work on your business, or write your book, or whatever it is that you're doing. You set a timer. And if you start looking at social media, if you start answering emails, if you accept a phone call, if your dog starts barking, or your kid starts, saying I need you, or your partner, comes in the room and distracts you, or there's a pop-up and you get distracted, anything like that, you have to stop the timer, because now you just took all of your focus completely off of your task. And you're going to learn, if you do this regularly, you get so much done in that time frame. You get more done than you could possibly imagine. You think, oh my gosh, I've got to work on my business for the next 4 hours. But if you give it a dedicated hour, I'm going to venture to say you're probably getting a lot done, because you set aside 4 hours for your time. And again, we start working on our business, and then we got to check an email, or we got to get a link, or we've got to do, I was working on this, literally just even create this video. I wanted to create it in a different way. I was learning a different way, and it should have been quick and easy. And I went down a rabbit hole, completely went down a rabbit hole in order just to record this video. So I had to pull myself back. I had to refocus and say, okay, what's it going to take for me to record in the way that I want to? Because I was trying something different. And yes, there's a learning curve. I get that. But even with learning, if you have focused time for learning, you're going to get a lot more done than if you start clicking on things and going down, like I said, a rabbit hole, and distracting yourself off of your task. So I want to teach you a mindful practice. Now, this is something that came from a wonderful man named Burt Goldman, and I've been using it, and it's called quantum jumping. And I'm just going to touch on a little bit, because I'm not going to get into the whole meditative practice. I do that in other areas of my social media and my recordings. So we're really focusing on what's going to help you with your business right now. So if you want personal support, and you want like meditative or intuitive support, make sure that you're tapping into my other areas of social media, my school platform, SKOOL school platform under Life Masters. Or again, you can always contact me and get these links, or contact Audacity and get these links as well. And there's a link to my TikTok. You can get a whole bunch of content on there. And I'd love to support you in any way that I can. But right now, we're going to work on business. So I actually want you to take a minute, and I just want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and allow your eyes to close just for a few moments. And I want you to see the number 3. And I want you to repeat it to yourself and see the number flash before your mind's eye 3 times. 3, 3, 3. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, I want you to do the same thing with number 2. 2, 2. 2. Now take another deep breath in, and I want you to go to number 1. 1, 1, 1. Now I'm going to take you deeper into an alpha state. Keep your eyes closed and just listen to the sound of my voice. You're going to go from 10 down to 9, feeling more and more relaxed. Down to 8, dropping your shoulders. 7, relaxing your jaw. 6, 5, feeling a wonderful sense of relaxation coming all over you. 4, releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth and just relaxing your entire face, your neck, your upper back. 3, relaxing your body. 2, sinking down deeper into the chair or couch where you're sitting. And 1, feeling completely relaxed. Just listen to the sound of my voice. This is going to help you to focus on one thing at a time, helping you to center, helping you to feel more relaxed, less stress, and calm. Now, I want to introduce you to your counterpart, another version of you in a parallel universe that already has the success that you want, that already has all of the tools and resources. There's another version of you that is complete in everything that you want right now. So I want you to imagine yourself in a hallway, in a small hallway. And at the end of the hallway, there is a door. And I just want you to slowly walk down the hallway and you come to the door. Don't open it yet. But on the other side of the door is all the infinite parallel universes of everything that's possible. Every time that you've made a decision or have a thought, there's an alternate version of you that made a different decision, that followed a different intuition, and has a different life than you have right now. So when you open the door, you're going to meet the business version of yourself that has made all the right decisions. That is the vision of who you see for yourself in the future. So when I count to 3, the door is going to open and you're going to jump into one of the parallel universes to meet your doppelganger, to meet your other counterpart, to meet your other self. 1, 2, 3. The door opens and you jump into this parallel universe, coming face to face with you in a parallel universe. Look at what you're wearing. Look at how you're standing. Look at you in your full glory. You have the business that you want. You have the financial status that you want. You have the relationship that you want. Your life looks exactly the way you always imagined it. And this is true in this parallel universe. It's already so in the quantum field. So talk to yourself now. I'll be quiet just for a moment and ask yourself, what do I need to know? And what do you have to tell me in order to get this level of business success? I'll be back in just a moment. Have this conversation now. That's perfect. Whether it was one word, a sentence, or a phrase, just lock into your memory what you told yourself. And now I want you to actually step into this version of yourself. On the count of 3, you're going to merge with this version of yourself. 1, 2, 3. And you merge with the successful version of yourself, feeling incredible, feeling grateful, and knowing everything that you want is possible. Now we're going to come back to this present reality. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes, feeling fantastic, feeling refreshed, and feeling better than you felt in a very long time. 1, coming back into your body. 2, and 3. Open your eyes, feeling energized, feeling clear, knowing exactly what it is that you need to do to stay focused. Now, this might have been difficult this first time, but if you practice this technique, it's something that you can use in every area of your life. I love using this quantum jumping method from Burt Goldman because it has changed so much for me. It has changed just my sense of peace, my ability to gain clarity and focus on one thing at a time. And for me, that's been huge because I have this incredible mind race that used to run me constantly. I would, kind of squirrel out everywhere. I would start thinking about or working on one thing, and all of a sudden something would completely distract me. And it would be hours, days, or never before I got back to it. So I really love using this type of clarity and focus, especially for my business, because again, if we can focus on one task at a time, we get so much more done. And it's a better use of our time. So we actually get more work done. We feel a lot more successful, complete, confident. We feel proud of ourselves. So we have that self awareness, and we have that just being proud of ourselves. Just feeling like, wow, I'm accomplished today. I got what I wanted done today. And it actually frees up more time to do things that you want to do. If you want to spend time with your family, if you want to give to a local charity, if you want to help animals, if you want to clean your house, if you want to go for a walk and take care of your body physically, it gives you more time. So with working on this focused practice for your business, you can take it into every area of your life. And the quantum practice that I just went through with you, it was very short. It was only a few moments. It might have seemed longer, but it was very short because again, it doesn't take a lot of time to learn how to focus. It's just a practice you have to work on. So I believe in you. I know you can do this. And with the proper focus, you can have everything that your heart desires, especially in your business life. So I believe in you. I'm going to close for now, but I will be back again very soon. And again, if you need me, come find me. I'm more than happy to support you. I have free groups that you can join where we are doing the basic intuition courses. We work on emotional and mental health. I work on relationships, all kinds of things in order to create that true life balance for yourself so you can master your life. I believe in you, and this is the path to self-mastery. You can do this. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, you guys.